Hola, hi, hello, and welcome, mi gente. Welcome to Krystal Light Tarot. I'm Krystal Light, and I'm so delighted that you're here with me today. Mi gente, I am excited to showcase, review, whatever you want to call it. I just really want to talk about this Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace, artwork by Janaina Medeiros. I hope I'm saying it right. The other way that I would say, because I think she's Brazilian, would be Janaina Medeiros. So apologies if I butchered it, but I tried. But I really want to review this deck. This deck is brought to us by Andrews McMeel Publishing. All right. This was actually one of the first Oracle decks that I started my collection with. And I fell in love with it. I'll tell you once I open up the box, I'll tell you exactly what made me fall in love with it. And then I just kept on falling deeper and deeper in love with this deck. So, like I said, I started this Newbie Tarot Oracle deck review series because I just needed people and folks to review or just talk tarot and oracle decks with. So, yeah, Amanda and Hanaina both have a new oracle deck coming out soon. So I figured I'd go ahead and do a series on the Amanda Lovelace cards. So I'm going to start off with this oracle deck review. Then I'm going to move on to her Cozy Witch Tarot deck review. And then now she has another oracle deck coming out. And I will tell you the name of it in a second. It is, drumroll please, the Chubby Witch's Night In oracle deck. Now, see, in times like these, I wish I had some other witchy friends or anybody that was into decks because I would so do like an overnight, just like tarot oracle deck binge and play with those cards all night. So, but even better, I have you guys. So, I hope you'll join me on this series. So, like I said, I'm going to get it started off with the oracle deck. This is what I purchased first. Then came the cozy, which is right. I don't want to get it wrong. The Cozy Witch Tarot deck and guidebook, which is perfect for this season, even though this is all going to be timeless. But the Cozy Witch Tarot deck is kind of like a fall, pumpkin spice kind of deck. At least to me, it is. So it's the very end of August right now when I'm recording this, going into September. So it's perfect, a perfect time for that. So, all right. So let's get on with it. Let's go. So here we go. The Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. Again, author is Amanda Lovelace, artwork by Janaina Medeiros or Hanaina Medeiros. Let me know in the comments if I am butchering that name. I tried looking it up to see if I could find anybody that says her name and I couldn't. Sorry. Again, Andrews McMeel Publishing. So, two-time Goodreads Choice Award-winning poet and USA Today best-selling author Amanda Lovelace presents Believe in Your Own Magic, a stunning new oracle deck based on her celebrated poetry series, Women Are Some Kind of Magic. With art by fairy tale illustrator Janaina Medeiros, each card offers daily messages of empowerment to stir your inner princess, witch, or mermaid, while the highly accessible guidebook offers further insight. Whether you're in need of some inspiration or validation, this deck will be there to help you believe in your own magic. Perfect for beginners and suitable for practitioners at every skill level. It contains a compact book, 45 full color cards, and illustrated guidebook. So this goes for $19.99 in the US, $26.99 in Canada. And you can get it for an awesome price on Amazon. This is not a sponsored review in any way, shape, or form. I'm not sponsored by Amazon. I'm not sponsored by the publishers. This is out of my own collection and just really dying to really dig deep into these cards. So, all right, let's take a look. All right, so we open this up. I will say when you first get this deck, and I should have known when I first started reading the reviews on Amazon, it comes like this first, right? So you're like, oh, awesome. Here go the cards. But this was so stuck back here, and it is a thinner book, but don't think that it doesn't have a lot of information. It has. But I just thought this was the background, and I was like, there's no book. And then I really had to like read, and people were like, no, it is a hard, you do have a hard time getting the book out. So just a heads up, if you do buy this brand new, yes, there is a guidebook. It's just super stuck to the back. Okay. So here we go. Believe in your own magic oracle deck. This is the guidebook. So full color in the front, the back. So they did mention, let me say, to stir your inner princess, witch, or mermaid. That is how the guidebook is divided up into, if you will say, chapters, right? So yeah, here goes your princess, your witch, and your mermaid. Okay. So here we go. And the back of the guidebook is the back of the cardstock. I mean the cards. Or the last card in the deck. Sorry. All right. So hold on. All right. So let me take a look at the book. So one thing I noticed is her as an author, she does not use capital letters for the beginning of her sentences or anything like that. She's very down to earth. This is very much like having your a good friend that you can call a friend you're comfortable with. Let's see. Even the way that she speaks in the chapters, I guess you can call it. There is no actual like contents or chapters or anything like that. It is not color, but it is illustrated. You do see the cards, you do see the numbers. They go in numerical order. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, just so you know, these are the books by Amanda Lovelace, which I think I'm going to start picking up. I wasn't interested in it at first, but I think I am. I even have, she has a coloring book. I have the coloring book there too. So the women, all right. So books by Amanda Lovelace. The women are some kind of magic series. The princess saves herself in this one. Oh my goodness. Okay. The princess saves herself in this one is number one. The witch doesn't burn in this one, number two. And the mermaid's voice returns in this one, number three. Ah, okay. So it makes sense. And then that's how she kind of based the layout of the cards. Perfect. Okay, so the things that haunt duology: to make masters out of girls, number one, and to drink coffee with a ghost, number two, and the You Are Your Own Fairy Tale series, break your glass slippers. All right, awesome. So she has an introduction, and then, okay, wait, what's the difference between tarot cards and oracle cards? I do like in the introduction, she talks about how her mother collected tarot cards, and even though she was fascinated by it, she didn't have a lot of faith in herself and her ability, which I can absolutely relate to. I know my family is very spiritual, but it's something like they kind of keep on the hush. I know my grandmother expressed concerns because it got deep apparently, and she didn't want us, I would imagine, being later generations, to be negatively affected. Because yes, when you're dealing with spirituality, as in anything else, there is light and there, but unfortunately there is dark, and you have to know how to combat that, right? So she initially then dug in and found her own magic, which is, I feel, I know I can relate to. That's what I'm doing here. Is I'm not staying in the broom closet. I love all things spiritual. I love all things witchy. I love all things divination. So I'm gonna celebrate that. So wait, what's the difference between tarot cards and oracle cards? I love this. Aren't tarot cards and oracle cards evil? No. Next. What's your intention with this oracle deck, Amanda? So it's she's going about it like it's a conversation, and she says it at the end of the day, you can use this deck of cards any way you see fit. I know in here she says like you could ask any question, just she doesn't suggest yes or no questions because that's not how this works, right? Yeah, how do I use the deck though? Okay. Yeah, she suggests ways to conduct your readings. So she gives you some ideas. There are no reverse meanings in here, but she's not like totally saying like I don't believe in it. I'm not, so you shouldn't do it. She doesn't say that. She just didn't feel the need to use it, and that's absolutely fine. But the way that she says it, she says the cards are here to help you, not scare you. If you still wish to use reverse cards meaning, I certainly won't stop you. I do, however, encourage you to interpret reverse cards as a reminder to look back to the empowering message of the upright version of the card. So again, yeah, can I ask the deck any question I want? What other questions do you suggest I ask the deck? So she kind of gives you, if you don't know where to start with the deck, she gives you a few lists, five lists of questions. There are no spreads. Are we done here then? Yeah. So like I said, it's very personable. It's very one out, like you're hanging out with your friend trying to, you know, read some cards. So here we go. We have the princess cards, witch cards, and mermaid cards. Okay. So with that said, so we have the number, we have the card. Let me see at the end of them. Throne potential is endless. Yeah, so there's a little blurb. Yes. So on the card there's a little blurb. So that shows up here, and then her further explanation. Because she really wants you to be intuitive with this. You don't need to have the guidebook, but absolutely come to the guidebook if you want to, if you want a little further. But you could absolutely use this deck to read intuitively. There's so much art. You'll see there's so much art in here. So many wonderful illustrations. It's beautiful. So I'll get on with the flip through in a second. Let me just clear this out. All right. So off the bat, what drew me to this, it's as if Amanda knew who I was and was like, let me go ahead and make a deck for Krystal Light. Or not Amanda, for Janaina Medeiros. I love crowns. So we have a crown. My favorite colors are black and gold, or like white and gold with, and anybody that really, really knows me, coral is my other favorite color that not a lot of people know about. So the color scheme, the crown, I love it. I was so drawn to it. We have a matte finish. Well, it does shine, I guess, I don't know if you could say shines now. I mean, you could see the reflection of the light, but it's not blinding as like with a true glossy card. We have bright colors. Yeah, we have a little gloss, but not crazy. I did a review last week with a super glossy deck, and this is not it. This is more matte. So this is bendable. It comes back. I don't know if it's called plasticky. I need to learn. I don't know. I need to sit down with a publisher or something one day and learn all the types of paper stock. But this stock is good. Easily bends, but I don't think it's gonna break easily. It hasn't. I've had this now for about 2-3 years. It hasn't broken. Shuffle. I'll shuffle at the end. Let's see. Big hands wise, I can hold it. I do wish they would make Oracle decks a little smaller though. I will say that, but this one's good. This one's manageable. There's some. What is it? The Kids Tarot deck. I don't know who they made that for. That deck is entirely too big. Sorry. We'll get to that one. I'll do that one coming up soon. Maybe with back to school, I'll review that one. But with no further ado, I will get to the flip through. So let me see if I make this a little closer for you guys, for you folks. All right. And away we go. Number one, our princess. So these are the princess cards. Okay, our princess cards go all the way up to 15. All right, so here we go. And there's a reason I want to point something out with it because something clicked. And reading some reviews, I remember when I first got the deck, there was a review about one card, but I understand it after understanding how the cards are now organized. Okay, so here we go. Princess. You can be your own knight. And it's funny, anybody ever watch Once Upon a Time? That was on ABC for a while. These cards like totally go with all of this. With this theme to say, all right, Evil Queen number 2, you deserve sugar, not salt. Hey Regina, I see you. Yeah, my wife and we watched it the first round. Didn't realize we never finished 2 seasons. So we never watched 5 and 6, but we watched like half of the last season. So we started rewatching, totally in love. I love Hook and Robin Hood. And if anybody knows, that's my favorite. Anybody that knows me, I was never really into, well, no, I was into Disney movies and all the princess hype, but for me, my favorite Disney movie is Robin Hood, the animated ones. Oh man, I love Robin Hood. Whew. Number three, the Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. At some point, I will get these type of crystals. As you see, I have my little collection here, but I want, what do they call it? Statement pieces. I'm dying to get a statement piece crystal. Right now, I have my littlest soldier. I have a seahorse that I call Victor. He's my statement piece right now because I think he's the most expensive piece that I've purchased at a whole whopping $45. I got him on sale, but I love him. All right, so number four, we have mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. So with this card, I'll remind you about her Amanda Lovelace's new deck, The Chubby Witch is In. I love everything about this body positivity. She's not catering or jumping into, oh, everybody has to be thin and to be beautiful. You are beautiful as you are, boo boo. Number five, stars. You can manifest your every wish. I hope there isn't too much of a glare. Hold on. So I want you guys to really see this. I can move this light up a little bit. If I move this over a bit. Yeah, you should be able to see. Okay. Next, number six, dragons. Slay them all. Yeah, I think these are great. Oh, and as far as diversity, so I don't think we have any men in here. All ladies, which I kind of think is the point of this deck. And far too often we're told we need a man to save us when we can do it ourselves sometimes, ladies. And there's no shade to the men, but some of us, need a little bit more courage. We need a little bit more confidence, and this deck is all for it. So here we have somebody with a prosthetic leg. Beautiful. Love it. So dragons, slay them all. Sword, make the magic. Some people say that we hold a lot of energy in our hair, and oftentimes I've noticed that when people need to move out of a certain stage of life, they make a dramatic change, and one of those changes is your hair. So sometimes you just have to make the change in order to have a physical representation of the inner changes that are going on inside. I love that card for that. 8, wings. You never needed those wings to fly. 9, phoenix. How's that for a happily ever after? Let's go. I summon thee. Number 10, red. Forgive. 11, sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. All right, if it seems a little darker, I tried moving the light back a little more because I really do want you to see every detail in these cards. These cards are absolutely beautiful. Expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. If anybody watches Sabrina with the Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, she reminds me of Prudence. Prudence is absolutely gorgeous. Love that actress. Number 13, Lioness. You've earned all your stripes. So this is the card that I was talking about, that when I read some of the reviews, people were like, but lions don't have stripes. This should be they're saying that this is like the strength card in the tarot deck and the Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck. If they wanted to make it a lion, just make a lion. She has her stripes. However, I think I don't know. I haven't spoken to Amanda Lovelace. Would love to though, but I Don't know the background, but I want to say the reason why she chose it is because this is part of the princess cards, and usually there's a lion in any of those, like medieval, or I don't know what you call the any of those Dungeons and Dragons era esque things. So it's usually not a tiger; it's usually a lion. So I think that's why they chose lioness. And you've earned all your stripes, and you see here. I hope you can see it. She has stretch marks, like many women do, whether you're thin or got some meat on your bones. 14 thorns. Weave together the crown you deserve. 15 garden. Something lovely will grow from this. Okay, so wait. So that is before we go on. Yes, so that's the end of the princess cards. We're now going into the witch cards. So the witch cards start with bee fire. Hopefully that's not a problem, but bitch fire. Okay, I guess. Let's see. This goes all the way to 30. All right, so it's 15 cards or so. All right, cool. Stand up for yourself. Bitch fire. Number 16. Number 17, flower. Be honest with yourself. This actually reminds me of the sun card. I like kind of correlating my oracle decks or oracle cards with the tarot. This for me would be a confirmation. Be honest with yourself. And with the sun card. 18, tree. Let them go. So this reminds me of the tower card. Number 19, lavender. Surround yourself with love. See, this is what I want. I want to be able to have my girlfriends over and we talk about tarot cards. Or when for the drop of the new deck, this is what I would want. Have your girlfriends over and hang out, have a good time. Lavender, surround yourself with love. Number 20, lighthouse. Don't doubt your worth. I am always enough. Love it. So I want to ask if you want to tell me in the comments, does anybody else, I don't know whether you're scrolling through Instagram or anything like that, do you love seeing other people's like crystal or plant or book collection? I love seeing it. I love seeing other people's bookshelves, bookcases. I want to see what decks they have that I have, which ones they have that I don't, how they have everything set up, how they have the crystals organized. Oh, I love it. 21, clover. Release your guilt. 22, library. Take control of your own narrative. Don't let anybody control you. You control yourself. And with this top and the way that she's standing up, it's reminding me of is it No Rain from the 90s? Blind Melon. Love that song. 23, confidence. It comes with time and practice. Here she has her sword. 24, potion. Remember to practice self-love. I love that shirt, Basic Witch. I love the details in here. I really do. I love the outfits. I love the choker. I love everything. Even look, there's even clothes on the floor. You don't have to be perfect. Just be. 25, mural. Be your own first priority. 26, feather. Think first before you judge. Totally a scene from Out of the Craft right here. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. I would say if you're watching this and maybe you're one of the younger folks, If you haven't watched The Craft, absolutely watch The Craft. Such a phenomenal movie. I could watch that on repeat. Which justice is coming. And I like here how she has her bat. She also has her sword. Which I would hope, as a confirmation, if you drew this with the justice card, would be fantastic. 28, protest, start a revolution. And I love this. We have diversity here. We have different religions. We have different backgrounds, ethnicities. We've got tattooed women. We got pudgy women. We've got thin women. We've got it all. And we're going to start a revolution. I love this. 29, feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Yeah, sometimes we get into just hustle, 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 but you do have to play sometimes. You do have to celebrate, whether you're satisfied with where you are, or even if you're not satisfied, if you're like, oh, but I could do so much more, but I'm so run down. Yeah, because you haven't celebrated and appreciated where you are. Because every day that we make a difference, we move that, we move a little bit closer to our goal is a win. So even if you're halfway there, celebrate the win. Don't celebrate it too much that you lose the gains, but you can still celebrate. And 30 to round out our witch cards is castle. It's time for healing, not war. Yeah, sometimes enough is enough. We've done enough damage. Now it's time to heal and move on. This, I would imagine, kind of, well, at least the card that comes to mind right now is the Five of Swords. Yeah, I would couple this probably with the Five of Swords to get a message. 31, universe. We're all just stardust. I'm hearing now in my head the line, all we are is dust in the wind. So, okay, so wait. So now that starts, are these the mermaid? Yes, these are the mermaid cards now. So that was Stardust, universe, we're all stardust. 32, escapist. Come home to yourself. 33, nostalgia. Focus on here and now. So that's cute. Yeah, these are the mermaid cards. She has the little seashells up on the boobs, but she's somewhere else. So nostalgia, whether it's like you're trying to just mentally escape what's really going on in the world, or whatever it is, you need to be present. 34, voyage. You already have all the answers. This card, I would couple it with either the two of wands with the magician, or the three of wands with the magician, something like that. So that's what I'm kind of getting from this card. I love the feathers here in her hair. 35, shark. Swim away from this situation. I have to remember to come back to this card just to give you a little testimony about how good this deck is and how I feel like it's a best friend to me. 36, gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. I forget the name. Maybe put it down in the comments. I believe it's some sort of like Asian practice that, if they break a piece of, pottery or something like that, they fill in the gaps with gold and repair it and just make it better instead of just throwing away and tossing it. No, you just need a little filler, and you're still useful and even more beautiful second time around. 37, gray. Endings are inevitable. This is giving me a little bit of Three of Swords, Six of Swords, maybe Ten of Swords. Definitely some swords energy. 38, villain. You can always rewrite the story. I'm laughing because I'm hearing FUB. I'm getting like Ariel, telling Ursula from the Little Mermaid to go bugger off. 39. Raindrops. Take a chance on them. We have some fairies. So I will say I can't remember if in the book. The one thing I will say, I wish she would explain why she chose to divide these certain cards into categories such as the witch, princess and mermaids. Because at least with this, with the mermaid ones, at least, it's not like we're underwater. It's not like literal mermaids. So I just like the explanation. Here we have one. Morning, the world awaits you, number 40. So this looks like this could be a mermaid, because you see outside she's obviously underwater. So maybe this could be a mermaid. But the other ones that are walking in the rain here, maybe because it's aquatic. I don't know. Maybe is there water in each of these? I mean, there's a sink there. I don't know if that's a mermaid. This one for sure. That 35 cracks me up. Maybe that's why. There's a mermaid in space. Oh, maybe they're on land. Maybe they're really mermaids. They're just on land. Maybe there's something like that. I don't know. Tell me your theory. Tell me what you think. Let me know down in the comments. 41, sundress. Do it for you. And yes, here we have our little baddie here with, what is it? Vitiligo. Still beautiful. Sundress. Do it for you. Listen, it's ice cold outside, but she want to wear a sundress. She feels empowered. Do it, girl. Do it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Do it. Mm, mm. 42, homeward. Take yourself out on a date. This is giving me Nine of Pentacles. Hardcore. But look at the detail. Even in the hair. Oh my God. Love this. 43, spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. I'm hearing, is it what's her name? Nicki Minaj song. Is it Starships? Is it Spaceships? Starships were meant to fly. 44, storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Let's see with this. I just see adjust your crown. Keep it moving. There's going to be an end, and you're going to be, you're going to need to carry on. And here we go. 45, throne. Your potential is endless. So there we have our princess, our witch, and our mermaid sitting on their thrones. Your potential is endless, whether you relate to being a princess, a witch, or a mermaid. I mean, women, we have so many different categories we could be in, right? So yeah, that was our flip through. I'm going to now handle the cards to see how they handle and then do a collective reading. Let's see here. I'll do a collective pull. All right. So let's see. All right. So my little hands test. I can grab them simple enough. Oh. All right. Here we go. This is how I shuffle them. I shuffle them through the side. I cannot do a bridge with these, unfortunately. My hands are not that big. I mean, I'd have to really strain. It's uncomfortable. I can't do it. Let me see. Let me move this stuff out the way, too. Move. Get out the way. No. I got to be nice to my crystals. Excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you. I love my crystals. If anybody really does like my crystals as well, I get them from Resilient Gems 100, I believe is her name, on Instagram. If you're interested, let me know, and I will hook you up with her page. I will let her know. There are a couple of crystals here from other sites, but I don't know if they're actually active. But Resilient Gems, oh my goodness, Sherry has such a great Instagram live. If you don't know what that is, they basically, like 2 or 3 times a week, she goes live on Instagram and she just sells crystals at ridiculously affordable prices. Thank goodness for her, because if not for her, I don't think I'd have a collection at all. And I have a pretty nice collection. I love my collection. I can't wait to be able to afford a nice statement piece though. Woo. All right, folks. So let's see. Oh, Spirit, thank you for everyone that has tuned in and still watching. I hope that they had a wish fulfilled this coming week. But for now, can you please give me a card to give them some insight, not only on how this deck shuffles, how it reads, just maybe a little insight for what they need to hear at this present moment, whether you see this the day that I post it, a week from there, or 20 years from now. Spirit, what does my collective, my beautiful collective, need to know? Thank you, Spirit, for your time. I really appreciate it. All right, so I can do the overhand. I will say I think I've gotten used to bigger decks now, but I know it was a little challenging for me to shuffle this at first, but now we're good. We all good. Villain, you can always rewrite your story. 38. Let's see. Let's see how this book reads. Let's go. 38. All right, villain, you can always rewrite the story. A hard truth to swallow. Sometimes our villains win. However, that doesn't mean you should give up or lose all hope. It just means that it's time to rewrite the story and keep going. It can be incredibly freeing and empowering to reclaim yourself after a personal tragedy. So, yeah, getting a little Ten of Swords here. Yeah, this is totally after like Ten of Swords. This is, Ten of Swords happens. You pull that, you shuffle this deck, you pull this, you can always rewrite your story. Like, all right, she won, but now what? It looks like she's trying to get revenge on her. Hey, if that's what it means to you, that's great. But maybe there's other ways that you can get revenge or move on from this. You know, yeah, I'm getting a message, but I'm gonna keep this light and airy here. But oh, so the other thing I will mention, so number 35. Let's see, where's number 35? So I'll tell you a little story. If you want to hear my story, stick around. If you don't, thank you for coming here. Thank you for sitting around. Let me know what you thought about this review. Let me know what you think of the cards. Is Amanda on your radar? Is she not? Did I just introduce you to something absolutely wonderful? Let me know in the comments. Will you be picking up the Chubby Girls Night in Tarot Oracle deck? All right. So, but if you do want to hear my story, so yeah. So let me tell you how this deck is like my BFF that sometimes I gotta be like, shh. So I have a friend that I know a while back. I kind of really dug into her about a situation that she had about a relationship. Like I really just told her about herself, and I don't think I did it in the most graceful way. But I've just accepted that's just not me. I mean, I have my moments, but sometimes I'm sorry, I'm an Aries. My top three are Aries, Gemini, and Scorpio. So what is that? My Aries sun, my Gemini moon, and I'm a Scorpio rising. Sometimes I just need to tell it how it is. And I don't think she liked it very much. She really didn't come to me. However, she was my first tarot reading like in person, which I thought was awesome and was really super shocked because I had already read her without cards before and she didn't like it. But whatever. I did a reading with like one or two other tarot decks. I did a full on Celtic cross reading. Loved everything about it, but something was like, yo, go back and pull out your Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. She needs to hear something else. So I was like, fine. And I even did that reading like it was like totally different. I didn't shuffle it. I was like, you know what? I didn't shuffle it and let a card pop out. I I shuffled it and then I was like, what's your favorite number? She told me her favorite number and I'm pretty sure it was like 13. So I was like, all right, just here goes the deck. Like I shuffled it and was like, boom, here. Count out the cards, flip over the one that's 13. And this was it. And I believe she's still in that whole situation. And Shark, swim away from this situation. And I was like, well, damn, you know, here we are addressing the elephant in the room because I was trying to tiptoe and tap dance all around this situation. And Spirit was like, no, she needs to hear it. So, hey, I don't know if she'll ever come back to me for another tarot reading or for relationship advice ever again. But that was confirmation for me as the reader. Like, no, sometimes your intuition is just right. And sometimes our friends need to hear it because it's for their own good. And they'll come back when they need to. And that's what I'll say. I know for anybody that reads out there thinking about reading, listen, I've always been that friend, unfortunately, that after a while, listen, I'll be there with you and I don't want to judge, but after a while, when I see my friend getting hurt too much, I'm going to say what I need to say. And I'll lose some friends like that, but you know what? They always come back years later. I'm like, you know what? I realized you really were just looking out for me because I did need to get that out of that situation. And they'll tell me I'm out of that situation and this is what happened and blah, blah, blah. And then all is good in the world. So sometimes friends don't go, they just stay away for a little while and then come back. And that's it. And, meanwhile, you're just being a good friend. So I don't know if anybody needed to hear that, but I felt the need to share it. So I hope it helped. So, all right, friends, if you stuck around, thank you so much for listening to my little fireside chat with Krystal Light. Like I said, this is going to be part of a series. So, this is the Oracle deck review. So, next up, I'm going to be doing the Tarot deck review of the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. So, I hope you stick around for that. That'll be separate. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments. Please consider sharing, subscribing to my channel. I would so appreciate that, friends. Take care. I love you. And I hope to see you back around next time. Ciao. Bye.